Whenever it snows, it's always a fun time to get out and have a little fun, especially if you're young and what have you. And can you believe it's been 25 years since this film came out? Believe it. Get ready, because here it is. This is my review of Snow Day. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2000 comedy flick Snow Day, released by Paramount along with Nickelodeon Movies, directed by Chris Cook, written by Will McRobb and Chris Viscardi. Starring Chris Elliott along with Mark Webber, Gene Smart, and Chevy Chase, plus Schuyler Fisk, Pam Grier, Zena Grey, Josh Peck, Emmanuelle Chriqui, David Peckau, and even John Schneider. The film was released on this day, February 11th, 2000. Henceforth, today's the film's 25th anniversary. Just over about a week or a week and about over a week and a half after it premiered the previous month. Despite the film got dissed and what have you, it was still a modest success. Of course, it takes place during the events of a record snow day in upstate New York, depicting various subplots, including a group of kids planning to thwart a snowplow driver in an attempt to get a second snow day. It's the first of two films to star both Josh Peck and Zena Grey. The following year, they would be in another film, Max Keeble's Big Move. But I have yet to review that. Anyway, let's get into the story. Despite an unusually warm season, a snow depends upon descends of I get tongue tied. Descends upon Syracuse, leaving the Branson family's neighborhood covered in a blanket of snow. Tom, the local weatherman and father of Hal, Natalie, and Randy, who works for Channel 6, is involved in a rivalry with Chad Simmons, a weatherman from another station. Even though Tom predicted the previous night's snowstorm first, Chad is taking credit for the news. His wife Laura is a workaholic but cannot make it into work as she and youngest son Randy are severely snowed in. Stuck at home with Randy, she eventually takes her mind off work and lets loose with her son in the snow, whereas Principal Ken Weaver is targeted by snowballs. Meanwhile, Hal plans to spend the day trying to win over his crush, Claire Bonner, the school's most popular girl who has just broken up with her loud jock boyfriend, Chuck, after Hal found Claire's sperm whale anklet in the swimming pool. His best friend Lane expresses disbelief at his plan, reasoning to him that love is about finding someone you can stand to be around for more than 10 minutes at a time. But she agrees to accompany him on his mission. Hal tries everything from reaching out to Claire live on his dad's news station and facing off with Chuck in a snowmobile chase. Natalie plans to use the magic of the snow day to take on her arch enemy, Snowplow Man, a local villain who is said to run over kids and plow the streets so efficiently that there has never been a second snow day in years. With her friends Chet and Wayne, Natalie tricks Snowplow Man into thinking Wayne is dead in the street. The diversion works as Snowplow Man leaves to plow and what have you, and investigate. As she sneaks inside the plow, and Natalie is attacked by his bird Trudy, so she kidnaps the violent creature. Snowplowman retaliates by grabbing Wayne. Snowplowman agrees to swap with Natalie. She will get Wayne back in the second snow day in exchange for the bird. However, Snowplowman goes back on his word following the exchange and continues on his route to plow the snow. Natalie is about to give up when she devises a plan. Tom is able to prove Chad is a fraud when he's unable to answer basic meteorology questions on air, proving he discovered the storm first. With Chad exposed and fleeing, Tom wins back his status. When Hal shows no signs of giving up, He ropes Lane into attracting Claire to a snow art of a sperm whale where he finds out that she actually likes zebras. After Hal dodges Chuck's group, Lane gets angry with him and admits she hasn't done what she wants to do for the snow day. When Hal asks what it is it, she kisses him and leaves. He later meets up with Claire at the school's pool where she kisses him. But Hal realizes that he was wrong and he has stronger feelings for Lane. Claire encourages Hal to go after her. Now I'm going to go to the final act and ending. As always, you know the procedure. You've got 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid the ending spoilers. If you've seen this movie already, please continue once the 5 seconds are up. Okay, you've been warned. Later that night, Natalie faces off with Snowplow Man alone. He taunts her, but she reveals an army of kids have united to stop him. The kids tie him to a street sign and commandeer his plow, restoring the snow onto the roads. In search of Lane, Hal is attacked by Chuck. A fight ensues, but Hal is saved when Natalie and friends plow Chuck away into a snowbank with a plow. Hal is impressed with Natalie's accomplishment of her mission and says he wants to spend the soon to be second snow day with her. Hal finds Lane at the local skating rink and apologizes to her. He repeats her line about true love being about finding someone you can stand to be around for 10 minutes. And then asks her, "You got 10 minutes?" They kiss. And the Branstons, Lane, and Claire have found new paths in their lives. And as for Principal Weaver, he may inside his house only for his unseen assailants to pelt him with snowballs. End of story. So, what did I think of Snow Day? I've seen this a few times, and I'm going to say it has become a guilty pleasure, and I really do enjoy this movie for what it has to offer and what have you. It was a ton of fun, and it has some pretty fun moments. It has some good emotional depth and what have you with a few of its characters and what have you. No, the film still did pretty decent. Despite being my two other films, which were The Beach and Scream 3, the film still did well, making 62 million worldwide against its $13 million budget. The film unfortunately got dissed, while as Rotten Tomatoes has it at a mere 29%, saying with a weak assembly of characters and storylines made this movie forgettable and silly. Well, the movie's kind of pretty silly in ways, but forgettable, I disagree. This film is not forgettable. I mean, yes, it's not really one of the best, but this is a fun film you can enjoy even if you if you have a snow day or not. Emmanuelle Chriqui has a score of 34, while audiences polled by Cinema Score gave it a B minus. Apparently, Roger Ebert did this in a comparison to the classic A Christmas Story, calling the film an uninspired assembly of characters and storylines that interrupt one another until the battle against Snowplowman takes over just when we're hoping he will disappear from the movie and set free the teenage romance trapped inside it. Aside from the film itself, Ebert also wrote in his review, "What a thoughtless place is Hollywood, and what talent it must feel free to waste." In reference to Pam Grier being given another lousy role after her wonderful performance in Jackie Brown 3 years before this. Owen Gleiberman of Entertainment Weekly wrote, "Even this film's Winter Wonderland looks fake," and gave it a big fat F. How disappointing. But again, nevertheless, the film still was a modest success. So I'm going to say it was just still pretty good and what have you, and fun. Now then, it has a score from Steve Bartek, which wasn't too bad. It did have a soundtrack, but it didn't sell too well. It failed to only chart higher than number 183 on the Billboard chart, released by Geffen Records. It featured several songs, including songs from artists like LFO, 98 Degrees, Boyzone, Smash Mouth, and the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. It also included the Sixpence None the Richer's cover of the classic There She Goes, which of course was the follow up to their international hit Kiss Me. It also had Jordan Knight during his solo career before he even came back to New Kids on the Block. But it also introduced the music world to someone I really think could have made it big, but she wasn't as big as Brittany, Christina, nor Jessica or Mandy. And her name was Hoku. And if you don't know who that is, before she even did the song Perfect Day for the film Legally Blonde, which was released the following year, she made her debut on this film soundtrack with her song Another Dumb Blonde, which eventually became a top 30 hit in the Billboard Hot 100. Of course, that song will also be on her self titled debut album released a few months later that same year in 2000. I can never forget that song. If you didn't know that song existed and you know Perfect Day did exist, nope. This is what really introduced us to Hoku. Trust me, listen to that song. You will not be disappointed. Okay, that about covers it. Alright, now for our cast, we have Zena Grey playing Natalie. I'm gonna say she's a nice kid, young girl who really proves to be a real heroine and what have you. The other kids. Hal is played by Mark Webber, who recently played Designated Dave in Drive Me Crazy, which was released before the previous year was over with in 1999. Jane Smart, you may remember from the first few seasons of TV's Designing Women, and she's also done several other movies. Well, played Natalie and Hal's mother, Laura, while her dad, Tom, was played by none other than, you guessed it, Chevy Chase. Yes, Mr. Old Man Griswold himself from the Vacation films. Chris Elliott played Snowplow Man, whose real name is Roger Stubblefield. And he's one crazy villain, what have you, I'll tell you that. Now, Natalie's friends, Chet, is played by Jade Yorker, who of course recently appeared on Cosby. He also appeared on Third Watch and Law and Order. Years later, he would go on to play Willie Weathers in Gridiron Gang. Playing Wayne is Josh Peck. Just before Drake and Josh made its premiere on Nickelodeon, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though. Please stand by. Okay, I was right. This was before Drake and Josh even premiered. Next, playing Lane is yeah, Schuyler Fisk, who actually contributed a song to the movie as a matter of fact. Unfortunately, from the looks of it, the song's not on here, unfortunately. Which was a song called It's Not Her, which of course is heard at the end credits. And like I said, unfortunately, that's not on the soundtrack. I wonder why. Still a nice little song. Claire is played by a young Emmanuelle Chriqui. Chriqui, excuse me, everyone. Who would She'd later go on to appear on HBO's hit Entourage, and she also appeared in films like You Don't Mess with the Zoan and several others. She also recently appeared on The Mentalist and more recently on Superman and Lois. There's also rock star Iggy Pop as a boring disc jockey known as Mr. Zellweger. Pam Grier plays Tom's boss at Channel 6 Tina. Chad Simmons is played by none other than the original Bo Duke himself, John Schneider, who the following year would go on to play Jonathan Kent on TV's Smallville. And Damian Young played Principal Weaver, which, believe me, that character is absolutely, yeah. Let's see. Connor Matthews plays Randy, younger brother of Natalie and Hal, I thought was pretty funny. Yes, and finally playing Chuck is David Peck, who would later go on to play Evan Lewis, the guy whose apartment got set on fire and got his eye got impaled with a ladder in Final Destination 2 3 years later. He also went on to appear on LAX, that show, with the TV series Whistler, the movie Goon, as well as the series Flashpoint. So anyway, the cast isn't too bad. Now, a few years later, there would be a musical remake of the film. It premiered on Paramount Plus on December 20th, 2023. I mean 2022, excuse me. Unfortunately, the film was just recently pulled off just a half a year later, so unfortunately it's no longer available. Oh well, that film was okay, but the original is better. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I think you'll really like Snow Day. It's a nice film. It may go from one character to another and what have you, but well, who cares and what have you? I don't care. This film's pretty fun and what have you. So with a pretty good cast and characters, story is decent, and I do like its soundtrack and what have you, especially Another Down Blonde by Hoku. Snow Day's not too bad, so this means I'm defending this film. So I would recommend you give Snow Day a one-time watch. I think you'll really like it if you haven't seen it. So, what did you think of Snow Day? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow, make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel, get them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation and share my vids with your friends if you'd like. Alright, and next time I'll be bringing to you another film that's got an anniversary coming up, and it'll be on a really good film. Even though it's been years since I've seen it, but I've decided I'm gonna go ahead and review the film anyway for its anniversary, and it's Valentine's Day. So if you like this, check out my reviews of these other films from Nickelodeon. I'll give you one good one and its recent sequel. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Good Burger from 1997. The upper right-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of its recent sequel, which wasn't too bad. Or if you'd like to see what Mark Webber did before this, check out my review of Drive Me Crazy in the bottom left-hand corner. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.